All right, y'all, let's get busy building a flight test Raptor chuck glider. Anyway, each board has two gliders on it. So there's one on this side, one on this side. I already punched out the pieces so we can get started. Let me just set this one aside. So you're gonna need a hot glue gun, and you're gonna need a knife, a pen, and a ruler. So I punched out my pieces. That's my nose pieces there. This is also part of the nose. My tail pieces right here. And the main body of the airplane here. So anyway, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start by gluing one side of the nose to the body, just like that. So as I'm gonna do, take my hot glue gun, put a little bit of hot glue on there, smear it around, doesn't need to be a lot. Just enough to make good contact there. Put that right on there like that. And then I'm gonna flip it over and I'll add a little bit more glue here. I added a little glue here. I'm gonna insert that right like that. So now you should be looking at something like that. When you get to this part, we're gonna do something here. There's a flaw in this piece that came out of manufacturing. We need to be able to slide this piece back on here, but it won't slide because the groove wasn't cut. So when you get to this step, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our ruler, line it up just like that. And what we're gonna do here is draw a line straight back. I'm gonna come over here with the ruler and draw another line straight back. So the idea here is we need to get this to slide in there. So what I'm gonna do is take my ruler and just kind of eyeball it. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna make a couple of passes here with my knife. There's 1, 2 passes. I'll come over here on the other side, just like this, and kind of eyeball it a little bit, just to make sure you've got about the same thickness. You can even take a piece in here and go like that with it. Doesn't have to be perfect. And again, I'm gonna make 1, 2 passes, just like that. I'm gonna pop that little piece out. I might have to score it on this side a little bit. There you go. I'll just pop that out. Pop it out all the way to the back here like that. Take my pin, pop it out, and just pull it out. And now that'll work for what we need to do here. So next, this piece is gonna get glued on. So again, there's some hot glue on here. Pop it into place. Get a little pressure. Doesn't need a lot of hot glue, just a little bit. So there we go. Now we're like this. Now we'll be able to slide the body on here. Just like that. Now our body's on there. If you want, you can take a little bit of hot glue and just give yourself a bead right there. A bead right there. Take a piece of your scrap foam here. Smooth it out real nice. And that's more than enough for what we need there. If you want, we can give it a little bit of tacking down back here. just a little bead of hot glue, tack it down back here, just a little bead, and then we can hold that in place for just a second, let it dry. Make sure it's kind of straight. Looks straight enough for me for this. Now, we're gonna put our vertical stabilizers on here. Those are gonna go like that. I like to put them on, you'll see they'll kind of flop around a little bit. I like to put them so that they're a little bit of an angle and not straight up. And I'll show you how easy it is to put them at an angle. All you're gonna do is put a little bit of hot glue right here. Take your piece, put it on there, and then just let it sit at a little angle. Go over it with a little bit of hot glue right in that seam. And then again, take a scratch piece of your foam here, smooth it right on in there. We'll do the same for the other side. A little bit of hot glue. Take this piece, pop it in there. Tiny bit of hot glue in the seam. Again, grab a little scratch piece, smooth it out. And now, just hold it there for a minute, let it dry. And then, this is one my daughter did a few years ago. She did some artwork on it. Feel free to do some artwork. So that's it. That's how you build the Flite Test F22 Raptor chuck glider. When you're all done, you have your rubber band. Put your rubber band in here and you can pull back and shoot, or you can simply grab it and just give it a good chuck. When you're ready to go fly, what you can do is on the back here, you can take your ruler and just go on the back here and just create a little bend. And that'll give you elevator control. So now you can bend those up a little bit, and then that way when you throw it, you can experiment with bending them up, bending them down. For this chuck glider, it actually works good if you bend these up just a little bit like that, just so you have it bent up just a tiny bit. Okay, so here I am with the glider. It's all built. Make sure your elevons or your elevators are bent up a little bit. And then it does have a hook on here for a rubber band, but it's just as good to just toss it. Now it's a little bit windy tonight, so I give this thing a toss. And a nice gentle toss works pretty good with these things. But then also, you can give it a pretty good chuck. Give it a nice toss. And like I said, it's a little windy tonight, so that's your Flite Test Raptor chuck glider.